You know that feeling when you stumble upon something so beautiful, so perfectly crafted that you can't believe more people aren't talking about it? Today I'm sharing 7 underrated anime that honestly deserve so much more attention. Stories that might just change the way you see storytelling forever. And trust me, you'll want to stick around for number 1 because it completely flips the fantasy genre on its head in the most delicious way possible. Let me start with Pluto and imagine a future where robots live alongside humans, not as machines, but as citizens with feelings, rights, and memories. That world is the heart of Pluto, a powerful science fiction anime that turns a classic Astro Boy story into a modern human drama. Pluto follows Gesicht, a highly advanced detective robot from Europol. He is built to keep the peace, yet he begins investigating a mysterious series of murders, victims who include both influential humans and the world's most powerful robots. As Gesicht digs deeper, he discovers that someone or something is targeting the 7 greatest robot creations ever built, and he is one of them. But Pluto is not about explosions or flashy battles. It is an emotional journey that asks a difficult question. If a robot can feel pain, grief, love, and fear, then what truly separates it from being human? Along the way, viewers meet robots who mourn lost children, soldiers haunted by war, and inventors wrestling with the consequences of their genius. You should watch Pluto because it is thoughtful, heartbreaking, and suspenseful all at once. It blends mystery, psychology, and sci-fi beautifully, and reminds us that sometimes the most human stories are told through machines. Number 6. The Apothecary Diaries. Now, if Pluto asks what makes us human through robots, our next pick asks what it takes to survive in a world where one wrong move means death. Step into ancient China, a world of emperors, glittering palaces, and dangerous secrets. The Apothecary Diaries begins with Mao Mao, a smart, stubborn young girl raised in the red light district by an apothecary. She knows medicines, poisons, herbs, and cures better than most trained doctors, but her life changes overnight when she is kidnapped and forced to work as a servant inside the imperial palace. At first, Mao Mao plans to stay quiet and survive, but her sharp eyes and brilliant mind cannot stay hidden for long. When royal children mysteriously fall sick, she secretly diagnoses the problem and saves their lives. Her talent attracts the attention of Jinshi, a highly advanced palace official whose beauty hides an intimidating level of power. Impressed, he pulls her into palace politics, where every small mistake can mean death. What makes the Apothecary Diaries special is not magic or battles, it's Mao Mao herself. She's curious, sarcastic, and unafraid to call out nonsense, even from nobles. Each episode becomes a small mystery, a strange illness, a hidden conspiracy, a forgotten truth buried under tradition. You should watch this show because it blends history, intrigue, humor, and puzzle solving with a heroine you cannot help but love. It's clever, unpredictable, and rich with secrets waiting to be uncovered. Number 5. Blue Box. Speaking of characters you can't help but love, our next anime proves that sometimes the most powerful stories come from the quietest moments. Blue Box is a beautifully grounded romance anime that mixes sports, friendship, and the quiet ache of first love. The story centers on Taiki Inamoto, a hardworking but ordinary boy on his high school badminton team. Taiki is disciplined and driven, but he's not a superstar. What pushes him forward every single day is his crush, Chinatsu Kano. Chinatsu is a rising star in the school's girls' basketball team, confident, athletic, and admired by everyone. Taiki sees her practicing in the mornings and silently feels his motivation through her dedication. His goal is simple but powerful, to become someone worthy of standing beside her. There's no confession, no dramatic romance, just 2 teenagers learning to navigate dreams, self-doubt, and growing feelings, one quiet day at a time. What makes Blue Box special is its realism. Relationships develop slowly. Progress is measured through effort, not miracles. It shows that love is something you build through hard work, patience, and personal growth. You should watch Blue Box if you enjoy heartfelt stories that feel honest, inspiring, and deeply relatable. Now, if Blue Box is about quiet determination, buckle up, because our next entry is anything but quiet. Hell's Paradise throws you into a brutal, mysterious world where death is not the end, it's just the beginning. This story follows Gabimaru, once feared as the strongest ninja assassin. He wants nothing more than to escape his violent past and live peacefully with his wife. But when he's captured and sentenced to execution, Gabimaru discovers he can't die. Something inside him refuses to let go, fueled by love and a desperate longing to return home. His only chance at freedom comes with an unbelievable offer. Join a mission to a legendary island rumored to hold the elixir of life, a substance that grants immortality. If he retrieves it, all crimes will be forgiven. But there's a catch. The island is filled with nightmarish creatures, twisted plants, and an environment that consumes anyone who steps foot on it. Dozens have gone and none have returned. You should watch Hell's Paradise because it blends action, survival, and emotion flawlessly. It's brutal yet thoughtful, thrilling yet deeply human, reminding us that even the deadliest warrior is driven by love and the hope of redemption. Number 3, Wistoria Wand and Sword. Alright, we've reached the top 3 and things are about to get even better. Wistoria Wand and Sword follows Will Selford, who attends a magic academy but can't use magic. Instead, he's trained his body and sword skills to superhuman levels. In a world where magical ability equals worth, he's constantly underestimated, mocked, and dismissed. But here's what makes this special. Will never becomes bitter. He's kind, determined, and his loyalty to his childhood friend drives everything he does. The action sequences are spectacular, with Will's swordplay animated with such precision and weight that every movement feels earned. But it's the emotional core that matters. Watching someone refuse to give up, refuse to let others define their value, and slowly earn the respect of those who once looked down on them. The supporting cast is rich and complex, each character dealing with their own relationship to power and purpose. It's ultimately a story about different kinds of strength, and how the determination to protect what you love can be the most powerful magic of all. Number 2, Frieren Beyond Journeying. And this one hit me differently than any anime I've watched in years. Frieren Beyond Journey's End is perhaps the most emotionally intelligent anime I've encountered. It begins after the hero's journey ends, after the Demon King is defeated, and follows Frieren, an elf mage who lived for thousands of years and is just now realizing how much she missed by never really connecting with her human companions. The premise alone, exploring grief, regret, and the weight of time, is bold enough, but the execution is flawless. Every episode feels like a meditation. The pacing is deliberate, allowing moments to breathe, allowing silence to speak. You'll watch Frieren revisit places she traveled with her old party, and the way memory and present collide is heartbreaking. The show understands that grief isn't something you overcome, it's something you learn to carry. Frieren's journey to understand human emotions, to grasp what her 10-year adventure meant to her mortal friends when it was just a blip in her immortal life, will wreck you in the gentlest way possible. The magic system is thoughtful, the animation is beautiful without being showy, and every character she meets adds another layer to her understanding of what it means to truly live, not just exist. And finally, we have Delicious in Dungeon, which is the most creative, joyful surprise on this list. Remember how I said one of these would flip fantasy on its head? This is it. This is a fantasy adventure where the heroes are starving, the monsters are terrifying, and the meals are unforgettable. Our journey begins with Laios, a well-meaning leader whose sister is swallowed whole by a dragon deep inside a labyrinth. She is still alive inside its belly, but only for a short time. Laios and his allies rush to save her, but there is a problem every adventurer fears. They are broke, exhausted, and out of food. Most parties would turn back. Laios chooses the unthinkable. He decides they will hunt the monsters that roam the dungeon and eat them. Yes, you heard that right. Giant scorpions become dinner, sentient mushrooms become soups. A walking suit of armor? Crack it open and see what is inside. Along the way, the team picks up Senshi, a dwarf chef so obsessed with cuisine that he treats every battle like a cooking show. But here is why this anime is truly special. Beneath the jokes and recipes beats an emotional adventure about survival, teamwork, and facing your own failures. It flips fantasy on its head. Instead of dragons and destiny, you get danger in dinner, served fresh, strange, and wonderfully heartfelt. Delicious in Dungeon is for anyone who wants fantasy with flavor, humor with heart, and a story unlike anything you've tasted before. These 7 anime aren't underrated because they're obscure or poorly made. They're underrated because in our current landscape of endless content, truly thoughtful storytelling sometimes gets drowned out. Each one offers something unique. But if you're into Demon Slayer and want to know about the powers and rankings of each Hashira, then click here. I'll see you there.